Hello, fellow members of the Midnight Society. Welcome back to another episode review from the show Are You Afraid of the Dark? Last time, we covered The Tale of the Dead Man's Float, an audition story from Stig about a haunted swimming pool that got him a resounding from the rest of the group. Tonight's narrative, from Kiki, is about a couple of teens who discover an urban legend about some cliffs might actually be true. Submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society, I call this Season 5, Episode 2, The Tale of the Jagged Sign. We open on Sam and Betty Ann arriving to find someone sitting next to Tucker with a bag over their head. It's Stig, prompting Sam to question what he's doing, but Stig doesn't answer her directly.
Stig's not taking off the bag until you can accept him for who he is.
Yeah, a psycho.
I was going to say a pretentious little twat that has his head so far up his own ass he could wear himself as a hat, but yeah, Kiki's is better. Betty Ann tells Stig that he is not winning points this way, and Gary tells him that he's not getting another shot this week because it's Kiki's turn. He tells Stig to take the bag off his head, but
Stig says go ahead. He can wait.
Now, see, if I were Gary, this would be a deal breaker for me, only I wouldn't tell him. I would just let him keep coming back with the bag on his face week after week, while others tell their stories until he gave up and stopped coming, or died from asphyxiation. And considering my thoughts on Scary Gary, you know what I think his preference would be out of those two options.
Not scary, huh? I'll see what I can do.
Kiki starts the preamble to her story by saying that she got the idea from a book on symbols, to which Tucker replies,
Like in a band? Short book.
No, Slick. Symbols, like signs.
Kiki explains how symbols are used to communicate and draws some examples of modern symbols that we use. She says that everyone knows what these symbols mean, but imagine a symbol that you've never seen before. She then proceeds to draw a bird or a bat in the sand and says,
It could mean anything. Good news, a party, friendship, or it could be a sign of something else.
Yeah, it could be a sign that birds or bats are nearby. I'm just saying, that symbol is not that mysterious. I mean, look, at least they're not gonna, connect that thing to the name of the tale in some dumb way.
Exactly.
The tale begins with our main character, Claudia, arriving at a place called Scenic Vista, run by her Aunt Yvonne. Kiki gives some exposition about how Claudia doesn't exactly want to be spending a couple of weeks with her aunt in the middle of nowhere. You think that's bad, Claudia? Just wait until there's a follow-up story and we learn that both your parents were killed on whatever work trip they were on in this one.
Why are you laughing?
It's revealed that Scenic Vista is either a home for the elderly or a vacation spot for the elderly, but I'm leaning towards the first option. Claudia is introduced to the residents by her aunt.
I'd like you to meet my niece, Claudia.
About time we had some new blood around here.
See, now this is just sad. Mr. Wrightson, the overzealous science teacher from The Tale of the Ghastly Grinner, clearly never recovered from his brain scrambling and was sent here as a result. At least he seems happy. As Claudia is being escorted upstairs to her room, she attempts to ask if she's the only young person around, but is cut off when Yvonne runs off to talk to the guy working on the boiler. Before Claudia enters her room, she hears some music coming from somewhere else, and since her parents never taught her about boundaries or knocking before you enter someone else's room, she just... And a partridge in a pear tree. Sorry. Look, you can't present me with two doves and not expect me to make that connection, okay? Anyway, me singing a Christmas song is not the weirdest thing to happen in this scene.
Pretty hair. Such pretty hair.
How did you not see her? You even looked over in that direction. I would have seen her, and one of my eyes is made of glass. Look, I get it was so that we could have what I am loosely calling a jump scare, but what would have been more effective would be to have the old lady sitting in a chair up against the back wall, maybe where the mirror is in this scene, right? She's looking off towards the window. Claudia doesn't see her as she enters because she is solely focused on the music box, which is angled away from that, right? Then have the door slowly creep closed. Not all the way, but enough so that it looks creepy and is timed with the old lady turning to look at Claudia, right? She rises and almost appears to be floating towards Claudia. Then bam! Touches her on the shoulder, and the scene plays out in the same way afterwards. Sorry. Look, I shouldn't be injecting scares where they're not needed, right? Kiki mentioned something about unspeakable evil, so I'm sure there's some terrifying stuff to come. Surely.
You're not making points this way.
Claudia is startled by the old woman and says,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come in here.
"What do you mean you didn't mean to come in here? You heard music and then diverted from your original course, opened a door, entered, and looked around to see if the room was empty or not. Which part of that did you not mean to do?" Yvonne leads Claudia out of the room just in time for them to hear the former science teacher giving a lecture on the correlations between Brussels sprouts and the production of carbon dioxide in the human body. Sounds edgy, I know, but this is the man who once threw a rare edition comic book into a fish tank, so clearly he's a rebel.
You can't. It's one of a kind.
Correction! It's none of a kind.
Claudia asks if there are any younger people around, and Yvonne gives a legitimately funny answer.
Well, Ralph Krieger's only 67.
Yvonne says there is a girl next door named Kate, and that she told her Claudia would be coming around. Claudia then rushes out of the building to meet... not Kate.
Hi, do you want to play baseball?
I really hope you're not Kate.
What the f*** was that, Claudia? Do you even have parents? Who taught you about the world? Closed doors? Just open them. Someone greets you with a smile and an offer of playing a sport and you age shame them? Look, I don't like baseball either, but how about, "Oh no thank you, I'm Claudia by the way, what's your name?" I mean, between her manners, her mom jeans, and her plaid jacket, I already can't stand this person. I hope she cuts herself on the Jagged Sign and bleeds to death, I really do.
I know what you mean.
Kate arrives introducing herself as well as the baseball-loving Nikki. We then get some exposition about Claudia's parents being in South America.
They travel all over for work. They're botanists, studying plants and stuff.
Sounds like they're in the drug trade to me, which makes their deaths in the follow-up story that much more tragic. Anyway, Nikki says no to drugs and interrupts the exposition.
Sometimes I've
Come
been...
on, let's play. Later, I want to talk to Claudia.
You know what, Nikki? You don't need this shit. You like baseball, right? I know of a sandlot you can check out, and as long as you know who the Great Bambino is, they should let you right in.
I'm the Great Bambino.
Who's that?
What did you say?
Nikki heads off, and Claudia asks Kate if there are any hiking trails around. Kate says yes, and the two head off to check them out. After a while, Claudia asks what's off to their left-hand side. Kate says just more woods. Claudia heads off to check them out, and Kate reluctantly follows. Now, at a certain point, we learn that Kate is afraid of heights, while also learning that she is either a daredevil or an idiot. Why are you walking over there and like that when there's all this space over here? Could we not find a better outcropping of rocks to film against to make it look like they were on a narrow path? I mean, we can't see the ground, so as long as there were rocks against her back, we would have gotten the impression that she was on a ledge. To make matters worse, as the scene ends, both girls walk through that space, proving that Kate didn't need to be tiptoeing along the edge.
Forget it.
Claudia sees a bird painted on the side of a cliff. She asks Kate what the symbol is, and Kate says,
And something bad happened here years ago. Everyone calls it the Jagged Sign.
No they don't. No. I could show this image to 100 people without context, and I guarantee that most would say it's a bird, and none would say that it is in any way jagged. This would be a jagged sign.
Ooh.
Kate says that if you look at the symbol too long, it wakes the ghost and it possesses you. Claudia doesn't believe any of that and wants to take a closer look, but before that can happen...
Then how'd he get up there?
Kate says it's the ghost. Claudia doesn't believe that, though, until... The girls run away, and as they are nearly back, Kate asks what I would deem to be a stupid question.
Where'd he come from? How'd he get down so fast?
Ghost? Hello? Does that word mean something different in Canada?
What's so funny?
Claudia says she doesn't believe in ghosts, giving us our second jump scare of the episode. Claudia asks Yvonne if she knows anything about the bird painted on the rocks, but, she doesn't phrase it like that. She says something stupid like,
Do you know anything about that jagged sign thing in the woods?
Yvonne says she doesn't want the girls playing around that cliff. Claudia protests, asking if Yvonne really thinks that it's haunted, and she replies in a way that any sensible adult would.
Of course not. But that cliff's dangerous.
Before Yvonne can finish adulting, the three of them smell something burning and rush inside to find Marjorie, the woman who owns the music box, melting a plastic bowl of soup on a hot plate. Yvonne gets the bowl off the heat source and starts cleaning up the mess. Claudia and Kate say that they'll help, but Yvonne says,
No, just do me a favor and stay close to the house. I don't want to worry about you, too.
I hate to say it, Yvonne, but it's probably time for Marjorie to go to an old folks' home. Wait. I thought that's what this place was. I mean, why don't you just hire someone? I mean, shouldn't you have a nurse on staff for a place like this anyway?
What?
Later that night, Claudia, who apparently sleeps with her door open in a building full of strangers, gets awoken by what I'm calling a false scare, in that it starts off with potential, but has no payoff.
Can't sleep.
Claudia then hears the wind pick up outside and heads to her window to see... Damn it, kid! Get out of here! This isn't your tale! Sorry, everyone, these pesky ghosts and their shenanigans. Here's what she actually sees. I mean, as opposed to the frozen ghost, this one is hot. If I were Claudia, I'd follow him.
Don't look at him!
Before she can do anything, her window fogs up and a message appears on the foggy glass. Damn it, kid! What did I say? Get out of here! How are you still cold anyway? They gave you your fucking jacket. Scram! Again, I'm sorry for these ghostly interruptions. Where's Melissa Joan Hart when you need her? Seriously though, Melissa, if you're watching, call me.
Why not?
The bird symbol appears on the glass, and we transition to the next day in the dining room, where Claudia and Kate are meeting to discuss what Claudia saw. She has drawn the bird symbol on the napkin and shows it to Kate.
You're not supposed to look at it. I don't believe in curses. Well, you didn't believe in ghosts either.
She's got you there. Claudia tells Kate that she is going back to the cliffs and asks if she is with her. And Kate says, no way. Got you again. Every time. It never gets old. It's just, no! She says, she's, wait. No, she actually did say no way. Wait, that's the smart thing. They never do the smart thing on this show. Well, this is awkward. Before Claudia can leave to go fall off the side of a mountain, Yvonne calls the girls over to tell them that Marjorie is being moved to a facility with medical care because her health is failing. She asks the girls to help pack up her things to take them to the thrift shop. Damn, that seems cold. You maybe want to check with her nephew first to see if he wants to hang on to any of those family heirlooms? I mean, what about the 2 turtle doves? Oh. And a partridge in a pear tree. Sorry, that was on me, everybody. My bad.
This kind of thing is happening more and more.
When Claudia is bringing a box of Marjorie's stuff downstairs, she notices the music box, and takes it back up to her to make sure she wants to get rid of it. As she gives the box to Marjorie, the hot ghost appears outside the window again, with both ladies seeing it. Claudia rushes downstairs to try to catch the ghost, and as she does... Get out of here with that. She barely touched you. Claudia, if the next time you see Mr. Duncan, he's wearing a neck brace, he is faking it and looking for a payout. Okay, what you do is, you tell him you got the money, but you keep it out by the cliffs where no one goes to keep it safe. Tell him you'll give it to him there, just the 2 of you, right? You both go, but only you come back, if you catch my meaning. Although, and this is going to shock no one, I'd be fine if neither of you came back.
What's it mean?
Claudia heads back to the cliffs. Meanwhile, Kate has another box of Marjorie's things and finds a lock of hair in it. Yvonne tells her that it is a love knot. She says that girls would give a lock of their hair to their betrothed as a sign of their love. Kate mentions that the hair color is similar to Claudia's, and Yvonne says,
I saw a picture of her. She looked very much like Claudia.
yes, so much so that we have the same actress posing as her in the photo. Kate takes the photo to Marjorie, and we finally get the backstory of our hot ghost.
We were going to meet at the foot of the cliff, climbed up on the ledge to draw the symbol of our love. And before he could finish, he fell.
He wanted to proclaim your love to the world by painting it on a dangerous cliffside in a rural area where no one would see it? Marjorie, I hate to say it, but I think you lucked out in this case. Back near the cliffs, the ghost beckons Claudia up to the top, so she starts making her way up. At Scenic Vista, Kate asks if anyone has seen Claudia. Mr. Duncan says he saw her heading off towards the woods, so Kate heads out after her. Back at the cliffs, Claudia makes it to the top, but slips, barely holding on to some vines. Kate arrives at the bottom and...
Kate! Claudia! Kate, hurry!
Kate, I know that you weigh less than me, but I need you to climb up to the precarious spot that I slipped from and give me your hand. Okay? Now look, if I've done the math correctly, you should be able to easily pull me up, and not the more realistic scenario of us both going over the side and falling to our deaths. Now hurry! Kate? Kate? Oh, you bitch. Kate is too afraid to climb up to help Claudia, but she tries to overcome her fears by giving herself a pep talk.
Just do it! Yes, you can! Just do it!
It works. Kate climbs the cliff and pulls Claudia up, where they are both greeted by the ghost of Christmas hotness. The ghost of Christmas hotness? If that is not already a movie on the Lifetime Network, I need to get to writing it.
Don't you love me?
The ghost, thinking that Claudia is Marjorie, asks why she took so long to come. Kate explains the situation and shows him the music box, telling him that Marjorie still loves him and that he should go to her. So he does. If they were supposed to meet at the base of the cliff, why was the ghost so insistent that she climb up to meet him? I mean, it makes no sense other than to force the forecasted danger into the episode. Anyway, Joshua's dove painting becomes complete on the rock face, and when the girls look down, they see Joshua and young Marjorie's spirits at the base of the cliff. You know, where they should be. Anyway, the two head off to, wherever the happy ghosts go, and they just leave Kate and Claudia up on the dangerous cliff. Really? After they helped you? Joshua's kind of a dick. He and Claudia would be perfect for each other.
What?
We then get some voiceover from Kiki explaining that Marjorie passed away that very afternoon, and then for some reason the music box turns into real birds and they fly away. What? What? Look, if there was something in the story that stated the music box just appeared after Joshua's death, then sure, I'm 100% down with Ghost Music Box turning into birds and heading south for the winter. But this was just a personal memento that she kept as a sign of her love. It wasn't fucking magic. And if you're watching this and saying, oh, but love is magic, I need you to step away from the ecstasy and stop feeling all over everything in your living room, okay? That isn't love, that is sensory overload from the drugs. Knock it off.
It's sensitive.
Kiki ends her tale by finishing her bird drawing in the sand. Betty Ann asks Stig what he thought of Kiki's story, and he says...
He says he can't breathe. What? I'm going next time. This bag thing ain't making it.
What was the logic here? Tucker's annoying. What if we gave him an annoying friend? Do you think people would like that? No. No, they wouldn't. Anyway, Gary agrees that Stig gets to tell the next story, and then they'll make their final vote on whether he is in or not. Sam takes off the bandana she had around her neck and uses it to cover Stig's eyes in place of the sack. The episode ends with her realizing her mistake.
Keep the bandana.
Now for the review. I believe Chris F. said it best on one of the polls I posted for this episode. It is a snoozer. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not really good either. It was as though the tale of the frozen ghost and the tale of the room for rent had a love child, and that love child managed to be more boring than both of the other episodes. And I didn't know that was possible.
Who are you? What do you want?
The settings were meh. The stuff at the house was standard and nothing we haven't seen before. I do love when they film in practical locations like the woods, but the angles they used to imply the dangerous cliffside were pretty awful. And aside from when Claudia was actually dangling off the side of it, I never felt the danger. Also, everything was shot during the day, which didn't help the severe lack of mood in the episode.
A traveler like you must think that Scenic Vista is pretty boring.
The story. It's fine, but it feels like the kind of story you'd see on an episode of Touched by an Angel, not the scary snick show we look forward to every week. And look, I know that the show is the Twilight Zone for kids, but the thing about the Twilight Zone is that even when it wasn't doing scary, there was tension to be had. There was no tension here. The ghost doesn't do anything. And all we needed was the perception of our main character that the ghost was threatening. But we never even get that. Just give me some tension and I think the rest of the story works.
But don't say I didn't warn you when the guy starts acting up.
The scares. I don't even know why we're here. There were none. There were a few lazy jump scares that I don't even really count because there was no build-up to them. It was just, bam, Did that do anything for you? No, it didn't. Look, I'm not going to go into my usual description of how to fix this since I already gave an example earlier in the recap, and anything I would recommend would just be similar to that. Just, building some dread before the jump scare. Younger me definitely wouldn't have found this one scary, though he would have found it a great cure for insomnia.
Nothing exciting ever happens around here.
The acting in this episode was good. I can't really comment on Nikki since she really only got to ask about playing baseball before exiting the episode. I don't even know why the character was in the episode. Joshua was your typical emotionless Are You Afraid of the Dark ghost, making it difficult to judge his acting. Claudia was good, though her fearlessness didn't really give her a chance to react appropriately to the ghost, but I did believe her fear when she was hanging off the cliff. Kate was outstanding as the sensible one of our main duo. I really believed her fear of heights, even when she was walking unnecessarily close to the edge of a cliff.
So great.
The adult acting in the episode was also good. Yvonne was great. I believed her as the caretaker of all these elderly folks, and her concern for Claudia and Kate also felt very genuine. Mr. Duncan chewed the scenery as well as he did in The Ghastly Grinner, and you could tell that he is a great character actor. Marjorie was outstanding. You could feel the tragedy of the character from her first moments to her last. Kiki, had you given me some scares in your story, I'd be telling a different story of my own right now. But the tale of the Jagged Sign doesn't quite meet the approval of the Midnight Society. The Midnight Society members poll on this one was, at the time of recording this video, 71% in favor of, with 29% against. So, while my vote is being overruled, we had a lot of people siding with me, so you need to do better in the future, Kiki.
Okay.
I want to thank the following Midnight Society members for participating in this video's poll. Oh man, is this kid back again? Sorry, look, I have to go find this kid's f***ing jacket or he's never gonna leave. Names are on the screen. I know, I'm working on it. Just shut up. Just shut your shrill little voice up. Or I'm gonna take your jacket and shove it into your ghost mouth when I find it. Ay. What did you all think of Kiki's story? Did you see it as a kid? Would you coldly reject a possible new friend when they're holding a baseball bat? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to check out the next episode on the tale of Station 109.1. Till then, are you afraid of the dark? Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and a share. It really goes a long way to helping out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when more of these episodes go up. Take it easy, everybody.